Yes.
On IG? Oh, it's still not updated.
Going crazy on me. They said I had the Raekwon 180 waves. But that's how I laid it. That's how I laid it though. Raekwon 180.
I heard that they raised or lowered the amount.
That's 95 Raekwon.
Yeah.
Hold on, why is it coming up like this? Yo, streamer, stop playing with me, man. I did not put it like that. Listen, man, you know who we are. Oh, wow, they jumping in here, man. Dom Dropper channel showing us love. Big Twitter's love. Like waiting for us to update our thing. Like on Twitter, they gotta update something. I don't know what they talking about. Let me see if I can fix this better. You like that better, more in the middle?
Yeah, we good. We nice and centered.
Big Baby Jonathan in the building. What's going on, man?
Always showing love. Always showing love.
I hope I don't look too tired. You know, I ain't got my glasses on, Flea.
I know. You ain't got your superpowers today. That's all right.
All Ball TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. A 1-2. You know who I be, man. StreamYard, don't mess with me today.
Ball suckers.
You know, last but not least, Big Wavy.
Big Flea. Never the little one.
All in the building for some all ball reaction. Oh, our girl Darlene in the building showing us mad love.
Building. What up, Darlene?
You know Darlene's down for the bochinche.
Yo, OG is doing a lot of handling and a lot of business on the background. It's you see how one of them people that just be, you know what I'm saying, they be on the line and they just doing a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They just doing a lot of stuff. They got something going over here, but they over here doing this. And he scratched his nose. He's shaking his head. Look at him. Directing traffic. It's bad work.
He about to kiss a baby.
Yeah. He about to pass the baby back and kiss the baby.
All ball for president.
Yeah.
Press the mute button.
Yeah, no. Big shout, you know, my brothers, but me and my father was just talking, and I never heard this. I never heard this topic. Y'all ever heard Red? I know y'all heard of Red Auerbach.
Of course.
God rest his soul. He died in 2007 or 9, right? Rest in peace. But he was saying that he had a team that could beat the Dream Team 92. Y'all ever heard that discussion?
I have not.
I'm gonna just leave it like this. Coming off the bench was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
And Nate Thurman off the bench.
That sounds wild.
That's tough.
The starters is Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain. His backcourt, you got Oscar, got Havlicek, you got Jerry West.
Hondo?
And Bob Cousy. Remember, this is the team. And then the forwards, you got Dr. J, Elgin Baylor.
And I don't know the other two.
So, I never heard that discussion, in my opinion.
But tell them who Nate Thurman. No, Nate Thurman.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we know who Nate
Thurman is.
All right, he coming off the bench with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for center.
So
Nate Thurman, Artis Gilmore. That's Flea's guy.
So
that's not my guy.
But before we go, I'm just saying that conversation, when you talk about Hall of Famers, legendariness, star power, it's tough.
You lucky. Come on, we need a Dime on here. See, Dime would have had it would passed out on screen like, you said Nate Thurman.
Field day with that one. But it's legit. It's legit. You never hear those guys spoken about when you do talk about, you know, with the Dream Team and comparing them. You always compare them to the guys before. You never talk about the guys. I mean, you always compare them to the guys after. You never compare them to the guys before. So, yeah, I like that.
Shout out to the Oracle. That's like the Wizard of Oz now in the background. We need that.
Yeah, we need that.
We need that in the background. Like, yo, shut y'all young asses up, man. Y'all would have beat Kareem off the bench with Will. That's wild.
That's a great conversation one day because, you know, like like you said, what if we talk about you assemble a team back then, how teams are being assembled today? Kareem coming off the bench is wild. So just think about who you got coming off the bench. You're starting centers.
It's a lot. It's a lot of guys.
Census would beat most anybody. I agree with him on the census. Definitely. Yeah. But the other stuff, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yo, Sporting Page, are you AI? He drops comments. He's phenomenal. He or she. The Sporting Page says hello and understands. Red is competing. Abdul-Jabbar never played in the same time period as Russell. He Sporting Page just dropped Kareem versus Ralph Sampson matchup. Ooh, I like that. So basically, that team does not fit criteria for 92 Dream Team. All right, so we dropped Russell, and then you got Will played against Kareem, and Will gave him the business at 40 years old. Will might be the best athlete ever, any sport.
One of the best.
Between him and Otis Thorpe, not Otis.
Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe. Yeah, I know what's going on out there, Flea. Yeah, it might be between him, Jim Thorpe. Hold on, we got to talk about another guy as far as athlete, Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Nah. Otis Thorpe was wild.
Yeah,
Otis Thorpe.
Hold on, I got flame for Otis Thorpe.
Right there.
Yo, too. Remember, I got flame for Otis Thorpe by the legend. Remember, I said, "Yo, Otis Thorpe could bring the ball up." Kenny Anderson was like, "No, he couldn't."
Never, could not,
ever.
I said, "Yo, we watching the footage on YouTube." He goes, "Nah, man, that's false. That's AI." I said, "Yo, what?" I said, "No, don't bring no Otis Thorpe in this conversation ever again." But All Ball TV, we go back, way back, and we take it back to the modern day. We hopping in the time machine, our own time machine. What Viola, as our guy said in Back to the Future. You kidding me? All Ball, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, just always good to see my brothers, man. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. You know how we do, man. All Ball TV. Just always good to hear from my brothers. Ready to talk some sports, man.
Flea, chained up, shaded up, huh? This is after the big waves you made over the weekend.
Yo, I don't like everybody's behavior. I don't like everybody's behavior. Yo, I called my man, right? I called my man. This is his birthday the other day. Called my man on Saturday after the interview, right? Called my man. I said, it's his birthday. I said, yo, happy birthday. We talking, we rapping. He's in Chicago. First time in Chicago. He's talking about Chicago, downtown Chicago, rapping. We talked for about 5 or 10 minutes. We getting ready to hang up. He said, yo, Flea, real quick before you go, make sure you tip your barber. Make sure you tip your barber. So I start laughing, right? I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Yeah. He did, you know what I mean? He laced me. I mean, he cut me nice. He said, word, because, we was over here talking about, is that a man unit? Flea got a wig on?
Like the piece on.
Yo, I didn't like the behavior over the weekend, y'all. Be respectful to me. My waves is all authentic. Everything is authentic.
That's right. Now, I ain't gonna lie, them things are spinning. Yeah.
They said I had the Raekwon half. They said I had the Raekwon half 180 joints. Yeah.
Yeah.
The half move?
The Nas, remember, that's when Nas was going heavy with the waves, the part in the middle. Now,
with the part, come on.
Them things were spinning, man. Great look.
Appreciate y'all, man. For real.
You already know.
Well, Flea calls me the spin doctor. But the ultimate spin doctor. Oh my God, dear Lord. If there was ever a reason for All Ball to hate this man even more. Sorry. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Rich Paul. That's LeBron's agent. Reportedly implored the Warriors and Lakers to scrap the idea of trading LeBron James to the Warriors last season, largely because he wanted to insulate. Largely because he wanted to insulate James from potential backlash over switching teams for the fourth time in his career. That's according to the Stein line. That's Mark Stein. Big deal out there getting big money. I respect Mark Stein. He went from ESPN to start on his own line. That guy's amazing. I got to go to All Ball first because I don't even know if he's heard this news. And I just want to get him real-time reaction to his favorite player of all time. LeBron James ruining them damn Lakers. Let's get to that.
So I'm gonna first say they trying to sweep this story under the rug. it was legit as far as, LeBron and Curry teaming up. But LeBron camp knew and they understood that backlash would be so crazy that it wasn't worth it. This is my point about LeBron James. This is why, in my opinion, you can't be the greatest basketball player of all time. You can be one of them. Like I said, my problem with LeBron James fans is we never said he wasn't great. Nobody never said he wasn't top 5, top 10. Some may have him top 1, top 3. But we never say he isn't great. But the things him and his team does behind the scenes, to me, waters down his GOAT conversation. Once again, Mike and Magic would never think about teaming up with each other in the regular season. They're too competitive. So, I seen Shannon Sharp and them talking about it. But when we heard the news a while ago, people thought it was fake. In my opinion, this is why Klay Thompson is not with the Golden State Warriors no more. This was a legit discussion behind the scenes, and this was a legit trade that was talked about. I also heard Rich Paul say that, they really wanted to be in LA instead of, the market out there, Golden State, the Bay. So that played a major part as well. But this was a real discussion. And, for me, LeBron is a great player. Love watching him play. But the things he does behind the scenes, I don't like. Like I said, you have Anthony Davis. You tried to get Dame Lillard. You called Kawhi Leonard. Now, it was some rumblings of you teaming up with Steph Curry. When does it stop? When does it end? So for me, it just goes to show you that move to Miami, they never recovered from that. Because why would you care what others think? And listen, man, sometimes you could start something and it spreads like wildfire, and then now it backfires on you. This is why LeBron James has to stay in LA. Because anywhere he goes now, it's going to be like, you doing it again? So, I hated the notion that they even attempted to team up. Yeah, they look cute, playing for the Olympics. Same thing as the Dream Team. They all look cute together. But Patrick Ewing doesn't want to play with David Robinson. Scottie Pippen doesn't want to play with Karl Malone. Mike don't want to play with Barkley or Magic. No, I want to compete against y'all because I want to be considered the greatest ever. You cannot be considered the greatest ever if you don't compete against the best. So, it's funny, man. LeBron, Clutch, Rich Paul, man, listen, might be the greatest spin doctors of all time. But LeBron's legacy, man, I've been saying this. Fleek can attest to this. When I was saying 2 years ago he needed to retire, it's not because he can't play anymore. Bro, if you're not playing for championships, if you're not competing for championships, if you're getting in the play-in, you get smoked in the playoffs, what's the purpose? Once Mike figured out in Washington where he was terrible, I have to agree to that. I'm a Jordan fan, but people were afraid to say that. I'm not. Mike wasn't good in Washington. How long did he stay there?
2 years.
Your man is going on, what, 6 years in LA? Come on, bro. Come on. So, to even think about teaming up with Steph Curry, I don't like it. I don't like it. And to me, this is how LeBron tries to make his case for GOAT. Because he knows he needs one more ring. I don't care about the points. I don't care about none of that. He knows he needs one more ring because at least you got as much as Kobe and Tim Duncan. Because for me, I'm not putting them over Kobe and Tim Duncan. I'm sorry. That's just me. I could be a hater. Y'all can call me whatever y'all want. But at the end of the day, he has 4. Kobe and Tim Duncan have 5. Magic has 5. He has the same as Shaq. He needs one more. But the way he tries to get it, pause. I can't respect it. So yeah, I hated the notion, and then even a lot of media with the Team USA this year looking so good, everybody friendly and hi and kikiing, and then now everybody trying to put together, they should. That's what's bad about sports media. That's why guys like us are the best. Because I don't want to see that. I want to see competition. I didn't look at Team USA and say, LeBron, KD, and Curry should join teams in the regular season. What? So it just goes to show you where sports is today, man. There's no competition. There's no rivals. There's nothing. It's just let's have fun. Let's just score, and that's it. Nah, man. Nah, guys are trying to buy rings. Guys are trying to cheat their way out of competition. I'm saying it. And LeBron James, to me, after those difficult times with Cleveland and when he broke through and beat Detroit and Boston, he's been ducking smoke ever since. And before I let Flea go, when he put that bug in James Harden's ear, to me, that was premeditated because he knew I got to deal with these dudes. Remember, if he stayed in the East, it's in the West, that those probably would have been the Lakers versus Celtics, where you always going to meet KD, Russ, Harden in the finals. And no telling, as they get older, no telling how that would have been. LeBron ain't want to put up with that. So what you do? You destroy from inside your Harden. You too good, man, to be coming off that bench. Next thing you know, that breaks up. He ain't got to deal with that monster out there. That's how I think. It sounds crazy, but that's me. That young man, no, he's smart. He's strategic. Remember what I always say. I don't knock nobody for finding loopholes as long as it's legal. LeBron doesn't do anything illegal, so I'm not. But I've been watching basketball a long time. He's a slick dude, man. He's a slick dude, and I just feel he ducks a lot of smoke when it comes to competition. And him attempting to join Curry, I think, is another way to duck smoke in competition to try to make an easier path to win a championship.
So real quick, old boy, I think your phone is on the table and we can hear it vibrate. Just put it on Do Not Disturb because I want to.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. When Fleet, go ahead, Fleet. I don't want you to talk, and then I can hear it in my ear. What do you think about? I guess you respond to all ball, but just everything in general with LeBron, and are we okay with everything that transpired in Los Angeles? Maybe his whole career and his agent it leaked out from a reporter saying like, "Yo, we were trying to avoid going to Golden State because it would have been his 4th team." But meanwhile, isn't that really his 5th team? Because he went to Cleveland twice and then 3 different teams. What do you feel about that? About I guess LeBron's legacy in general and going to the Lakers and just everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably a little worn out between the GOAT debate, right? The GOAT Michael Jordan, LeBron James debate. I'm probably a little worn out from it. And that's not because I lean one way or the other, right? Y'all know that I think that Kobe deserves to be in that conversation, and now we having a three-man conversation, but that's not what we're talking about. It's funny, in '96, Jordan almost became a New York Knickerbocker, but we'll talk about that at another time. But it's crazy that just the era that we're in, right? Like me sneaking that little tidbit in, right? There were so many things like that happened back in the day during the time of heavy competition, right? Like Patrick Ewing, 91, was supposed to be a Golden State Warrior and become a part of the Run TMC. And we would have probably never looked at that like, oh, he's running from smoke and he's trying to ring chase. At that time, people would have been excited about that, right? Like the piece that changed that Detroit Pistons team was moving Adrian Dantley and going and getting a 2nd overall pick in Mark Aguirre, right? Like that was the move that helped bring the Pistons over the top, right? So all I'm saying is that the teaming up thing is like how you look at it. It depends on how you look at it. And because guys are in control of it now, meaning they can do it how they want to do it as opposed to the brilliance of a GM or president or whoever is running the organization, the brilliance of them to make that trade. Like it depends on how you look at it. So I'm just bringing up those things because it's not like we haven't seen certain things happen before that put teams at an advantage, right? So for me, LeBron's legacy is cemented already. I think at this point now, OG, he's just leaning into playing and longevity and having fun. Like going and getting another ring is not going to change your mind right? You being one of his biggest critics, right? Let's say you, or let's say Skip Bayless, or let's say the guys that really hold him at a certain standard, right? Him winning, no matter if it was with Curry or no matter if it's with this Anthony Davis team right now, like him getting another one, I don't think changes anything for anybody. Like,
Wait, hold on. Just I'll let you finish.
Mhm.
I've said this last year and 2 years ago. For me, if he does get another one, it does change my mind.
Okay.
And I've been on the record and been saying that. I said if he gets 5, Michael Jordan is in trouble. I've said that 2 years ago. I've said that a year ago. I just think now, when I said that, this is now it's also how does he get that 5? If you team up with Curry or you get Durant, and then no, I don't agree. But when he after the bubble or before the bubble, well, after the bubble that was 4. So after the bubble, let's just say between then and maybe last year, 2 years ago, you get one maybe back to back, or maybe the year after the back to back. I think the conversation does change. I think a lot of Jordan fans would have to understand, this kid might be the GOAT. So just to let you know, it would change my mind if he had 5.
Okay. I don't know for the majority, right? And again, you're very critical of him, and rightfully so. Not saying it's a bad thing. You're just one of his biggest critics that I know. You hold him at a certain standard, right? And so I just didn't think him getting one more would mean anything in terms of his legacy for me, right? Him going and getting one more now at 40 years old, is he going to be the best player on his team? That's a conversation we've discussed for a while. Where's our drop, Fabian? Number one option. Where's our drop, right? Like, where's number one option, right? Like, so is he going to be the best player on a championship level team? Is he still that kind of player? Like you said, how does he get his next one? Is Anthony Davis, putting the team on his back, and LeBron James in the second option? Do we respect that as now he's got 5 rings? I think he would have to be the best player. He would have to be 40 years old, 41 years old, playing at the peak powers and win a championship, beat Finals MVP for that to change a lot of people. I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't think that's going to happen. So I think his legacy is cemented. He scored the most points. He's top 3, top 5 in probably every running statistical category you could find: assists, rebounds, points, threes, whatever you want. Like, he's at the top 10, top 5 on all of these lists. Like, nothing changes for me right now. I just think he's completely leaning into, I could still play at a high level. I ain't done yet. Well, somebody show me that I should leave. Right, him getting dunked on in the Olympics, that was, what I'm saying. We don't see that very often from him, like that type of dunk on. Like, maybe you get met at the rim and somebody sneaks a dunk in on you, but you stepping up and somebody finish over you. Like, something has to happen for him to say, okay, it's time for me to move on. And I don't think much has happened in the NBA for that.
Well, before Fabian go, then I ask y'all, and then you don't have to respond now because I want Fabian to get into this conversation. Okay, if he's not done yet, then just be honest with the Lakers. I'm not playing for championships. I'm just playing to have fun because I could still play. And this is what it is. This is where the title comes in play, and Fabian did a great job with that. You're ruining the Lakers because other players what are they playing for then? What are we playing for? If we're not playing to be the best, if we're not playing to compete, if we're not playing to potentially win a championship, are we playing to coddle and have fun with LeBron James? Is that what this is? Is that what the Lakers turned into?
But OG, the greatest owners are the ones that have the cojones, the balls, to not be held hostage by their best players, right? We've all heard the stories about Jerry Buss and Magic going at it, right? Like, holding Magic accountable and letting them know, like, yo, you ain't the team. Like, this is a team. You ain't. I love you, young. I love you, young man. But guess what? So what I'm saying is, like, it's a lot to ask from Jeannie, but Jeannie gotta be able to say, yo, you can't run this show over here. You can't. You got to step to you. She has to be able to step to and say, yo, what are we doing? Is the priority still winning championships? Because I think it's not. They just drafted his son. That wasn't done by accident. Y'all see what I'm saying? Like that's not done by accident.
It's
like,
it's clearly headlines you see now. They have the most games on TV this season.
OG, they have 39. That's almost 41 games, Fabian. That's almost half of their games on national TV this year. That's not by accident.
I just think when people click on this channel, they expect us to go crazy on LeBron all the time. And I started off as a super LeBron fan. I was just waiting to see the next guy who was going to beat out Mike. That's what I was waiting to see his whole career. Like legitimate. He came out of high school. He looked insane. Like nobody can say otherwise. Like he looked crazy. And you know, the first finals, it turned me off. I didn't like that deer in the headlight stuff. I didn't like that you had made excuses. I didn't like that you had a 48 special on Detroit and then you come out like that in the finals. I don't care who was your opponent. The great, they just don't go out like that. And it started from there, and then you see it, and all of a sudden I started seeing like my friends still hold on to this LeBron thing. I'm like, bro, you got to be able to criticize him, you know. And if you're not doing it, I hope somebody in his inner circle is doing it. And I think the guy that like Rich Paul is leading the way with this, he's always saying something stupid to me. Just I hate it. He was on 60 Minutes and said, I learned the game from rolling dice. Like, bro, if that's the case, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. Rich Kleiman is Kevin Durant's man. He said I learned the game from gambling too, but he didn't do it in such an arrogant way. And again, I've never heard anybody say anything good about Rich Paul. And not to say that doesn't make him great. A lot of people say the bad things about Michael Jordan, but it's not that. It's everything around you kind of stinks. And me and Flea talk about it all the time because, you know, I don't have Kobe in that conversation, but the reason why anybody can fight for him is because think about it. Like Kobe's greatness is what it is. The Mamba mentality, he coined it. The Michael Jordan's greatness, he coined it. Like LeBron ruins his own greatness. The same thing we talked about with Draymond in Golden State. You see a lot of that. Just clumsy action. You ruin your own greatness. When they told Kobe, yo, it's either you or Shaq, and he goes, all right, I'm out of here. He started looking for houses in Chicago. He didn't hold anybody up. He said, no problem. I'm out of here. In his prime. I'm out. LeBron, like what he's doing with the Lakers to me, you won the bubble and you traded for Russell Westbrook. Everybody forgets this. That's what I was trying to bring that up before. Like Russell Westbrook was minding his business in Washington, D.C. Might have had the best defensive career of his defensive season of his life. And y'all wouldn't call them. You had him in your backyard drinking wine. You did that after you won a championship and ruined your core again, trading everybody once again. So all these things is every season, and it's like it's not just. Why didn't you have this conversation with yourselves when you were in Miami? Or maybe if we switch back, maybe we're ruining our legacy a little bit over here. They didn't do that. Why is it at age 40 you think that was the wrong thing to do? No, it's kind of expected. If you and Steph Curry would have joined up, it wouldn't have mattered to me. Y'all gonna get flamed. I would love to see you old dogs just get put down. That's what I wanted to see. This is what not to do. And I love the fact that again, the agency that you left, CAA, is now running the Knicks on the other side of the coast, and they have their own protege, and they're doing it the right way. Brunson is not meddling in the Knicks business, from what we understand. He lets everybody do their job. LeBron, why are you meddling everybody's business? This is horrible. He didn't want to get traded to Golden State. So now, if I'm a Lakers fan, are you okay with LeBron James, bro? You just came off 20 plus years of Kobe Bryant. Even when they're losing, we still rooted for him. Even when they lost, you still were rooting for Mamba. That's how ill Kobe was. That's how great he was. They're losing now, and it's like, I'm pissed off, and I don't even like y'all.
It depends on what type of Lakers fan you are, though. I think that all depends. I think that all depends on the type of Lakers fan you are. If you one of those Lakers fans that come from the era of Showtime, and you went through that three-peat, and you watch Kobe win back-to-back, and you have that essence of the Lakers, then yeah, I think that you have a problem with how things have been managed over the last 6 years. But the only caveat and the only soft spot, only way this is digestible is because you did get a championship out of it, right? At some point you won. So this would be a lot harder to eat. This would be a lot harder to take, pause, if you didn't get any kind of winning out of this, right? People can look at the bubble championship however they want to look at it. I'm not here to debate that. What I'm saying is in 2020, they were recognized as the champions, and LeBron James was a part of that championship run. So, if you are in another demographic of Laker fan, you may be looking at this like, yo, LeBron James is the savior. Certain people are of an age where they watched Kobe Bryant pass away and like didn't know what was next, right? They didn't know what Showtime was. They didn't know what the first three-peat was with Kobe. They watched that back-to-back. They don't know what Kobe was with Shaq. There's an era like that right now, OG. There's kids at a certain age that don't even know what that three-peat looked like. They only know what Kobe and Powell looked like, or the end of Kobe. So now LeBron looks like the savior, especially being such a global icon. Everybody is a Laker fan. Either you're a Laker fan or you're a Knicks fan in terms of just globally. We travel well. So now LeBron James, the most popular player in the league, is on the most popular team in the league. Like people fell in love with that. So it all depends on what Laker fan you're talking to, I think.
But y'all both made great points, right? But I'm gonna just put a little twist on it. When LeBron came to the Lakers and when he won that championship, he thought that would cement him, and it didn't. Mm-hmm. And like y'all said, a lot of true blue diehard Laker fans, they understand LeBron didn't come over here to win championships. He came over here because of La La Land. This was the notion. Let me ask y'all this. Name any great player in their prime that if they go to an organization in 6 years and only have one finals appearance, if Michael Jordan got traded from Chicago to the Knicks and for 6-7 years only won one championship and never been to the chip in those 6 years after that one time, that's a problem. LeBron James only going to one finals with the Lakers is a problem. And this is where him ruining the Lakers comes in at. This organization is supposed to be the greatest organization ever. They just let Boston surpass them as far as the most championships under LeBron's watch. Their nemesis, their rival. He's not there for basketball. Like I said, I think when he won in the bubble, they thought that was going to cement his legacy. It didn't. And now he stayed so he could chase these false numbers just to make his case. Because I'm going to say it again. How long has Kareem had that record? People still don't consider Kareem the GOAT. How long has Karl Malone been disrespected? He was number 2 on the list for how long? So now when LeBron has the most points, that's what makes him the GOAT? That's what makes him... He's not even top 5 greatest Lakers ever. Like I said, if you're considered the GOAT and you go to an organization and in 6-7 years you bring them one title and you never been to the chip after that, I'm sorry, Fleet. That's not GOAT talk. That's not GOAT things. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's just not my conversation. I'm not even talking about if he's the GOAT. And like
no. I know. I'm just saying he's ruining the Lakers. He's ruining the Lakers.
I totally agree with you with that one. Like they have to, because at some point this is over, and the Lakers are still going to be around, right? And now you're going to be in position where you're going to be, looking for scratch and trying to figure it out. What does life look like after LeBron James? Now, when he departs, is Anthony Davis ready to walk out the door? Now you got to really be a general manager, scout, really figure out, how do I draft? How do I revamp my team? Like now you got to really do work. I don't think Rob Pelinka was doing a lot of work. That was easy, in my opinion, because you got you got LeBron James right next to you. I think Rich Paul had a lot of influence on a lot of those, rosters over there. You say what we want. Rob Pelinka did his job, but I think he got a lot of help throughout these last few years, building, rebuilding, messing it up. Like, what kind of grade would we give him?
Pelinka?
Yeah.
I think from the bubble ring, you got to give him like a D. You know what I mean? Like, that Russell Westbrook trade is just awful to me.
And I don't think it's not good. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Because bro, you built the team perfectly. It was 2 defenders around Anthony Davis to rotate and help out LeBron as he's aging. He's not going to be able to play defense like that. I just never understood that. And that year that he got hurt and the Phoenix Suns went to the finals, everyone keeps bringing up the Nets getting hurt. To me, the best team was the Lakers. That defense was insane. They
should have kept that team together.
There's a game. I'm gonna go rewatch just in case, but there's a game that season. The first half, Joker's killing AD or he's killing the Lakers, and I'm like, damn, he took a step up. The second half, AD put that to rest. The way they came back, it was insane, and that was right after they won the championship. I think he hurt his leg. Then LeBron got hurt, or LeBron quit. That's the other thing. Everything about him is true. I understand what we're saying about the teams and everything, but all these things about LeBron, he keeps echoing them and bringing them back up, and it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate, but what not to do? Look, you brought up Bronny James is there now. None of this has to do with winning. Like, now that the jury's out. None of this has to do with winning. It just doesn't. It goes back to what I said. How do you have 39? We said 39 games on national TV.
39 national TV games this year.
And I never thought about this. One of them, they're planning on it to be him and Bronny playing the game out there. So that's going to be a spectacle. And the other one was when Flea reminded me. Remember, that's his farewell tour. It could very well be this year. We don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
he wants that Kobe Bryant farewell tour. It's not going to feel the same to me, man. I just can't lie about it. Like, I thought he was great, but he's so clumsy about stuff. I don't care. You got the 40,000 points, and I didn't care. It looked stupid to me.
It was it didn't stick. It hasn't. We're not thinking about it. It's not. It doesn't have the allure. It doesn't have the effect that it was supposed to have. That record was. Kareem held that for 40 years, right? 30 years? How long he held that record for?
I think 40.
40 years. So when a record is broke like that in 40 years for NBA history, yeah, it's supposed to feel different, right? We're supposed to still be talking about that. We're supposed to still, have that lasting effect, and it just hasn't. It just hasn't. I can agree with that. It's a huge milestone, but the effect that I would have thought it would have had, it doesn't.
I'll just leave mine on this note. I guarantee you, when Bronny James is going to get on the court, they're going to announce it. It's going to be next week, this date, Bronny James will be playing against blah, blah, blah. And so if we talking like that, go. But once again, with the Lakers organization, I went from chasing rings to chasing front and back page. That's just my opinion. And, for me, he ruined the Lakers, man. His stint with the Lakers is unsuccessful. And I think they know that. And this is why, they do everything else to kind of try to distract you. But real basketball people, you can't distract us. Your tenure with the Lakers is a failure. Simple and plain. You cannot be somewhere 6-7 years and make one finals appearance. That shouldn't work for an organization like that. It should not work for an organization like that.
And leave it to us to never be distracted from all these Knicks haters. Number one, Becky Hammond, hey girl. Hate to say hello in such a dark time in your life. That was a bad transition, Flea. That was awful.
Yeah, that was terrible.
But Becky Hammond, the Las Vegas Aces coach, she insists the bullying allegations from De'Erica Hamby, I hope I said that right, Flea, De'Erica Hamby's lawsuit just didn't happen. So De'Erica Hamby was traded to the Sparks in January 2023, a few months after she revealed she was pregnant with her second child. And they go through the details of basically De'Erica announcing her pregnancy. There's details in here after her first pregnancy. Becky Hammond apparently approached De'Erica and asked her, "Yo, if you're gonna be, are you gonna expect a second child? Whatever." And De'Erica was just, it was a big deal for them. They made it uncomfortable for her to be pregnant, and it was expected of her to play regardless or not avoid time. Supposedly it's in her contract. You have other details in here saying that the Aces were supposed to pay for her kids' private tuition, private school tuition, and that's part of the reason why she's suing. De'Erica is also claiming that she felt traumatic and lied to, bullied, manipulated against in the discrimination suit after the trade, after she was traded to the Los Angeles Sparks. This news hit last week, and then Becky Hammond has responded, and she was very vocal about it. I'll play her response right now. Flea put me on to that. She just seemed very adamant and just sounds like the total opposite of what that lawsuit is claiming. Here's Becky Hammond responding to the lawsuit in a press conference. Let me bring this up.
I've been in either the WNBA or the NBA for now 25 years. I've never had an HR complaint, never, not once. I still didn't actually, because De'Erica didn't file any. She didn't file with the Players Union. She didn't file with the WNBA. Those are facts. It's also factual that nobody made a call about trading her until Atlanta called us in January. That's a fact. Okay? And so, to me, I mean, it just didn't happen. I'm sorry, the bullying, I spoke with her every day. She wanted to practice, she practiced. If she didn't, she didn't. Over the top care, actually. Over the top care. That's the facts. Here's some facts.
So, to me, that sounds like the complete opposite. This is reality TV. The WNBA is getting more and more taking the page out of LeBron's book and becoming way more dramatic. But oh boy, I know it's a sensitive subject. But what do you feel about the ongoings of this?
I'm just laughing because you know when somebody looks like they trouble, they look like she just looks like trouble. Like who's ever in a relationship with her, I pray for you. She looks like a headache, man. Sitting there, how she sound raspy. She look guilty. She sound guilty. I never was a fan of her anyway. Especially when she threw my guy Brunson under the bus. I'm being honest. Ever since she said what she said about Brunson, she's been on the hot seat. But anybody that know me, I commend people that knows how to find loopholes if it's legal. Listen, I don't watch the WNBA enough to know all the ins and outs, but I know right now it's a reality show, and that's good for them because it helps them make more money. Because I know for years, a lot of them young women, man, complain about the contract, so they're making a lot more money. But I mean, even if, all right, let me be careful.
Don't you? Go ahead.
No. Because don't you suppose to want to get, if you're a female and want to have a baby, don't you suppose to want to get pregnant on purpose? Yeah. So for me, you know, it shouldn't matter whether it's during the season or not. You know, when people are married or, you know, couples, they discuss wanting to have a child. So it's done purposely. I just don't think that's a crime. Becky Hammond is going to continue to be in hot water. She's going to continue to be in the hot seat because she seems like a lady that invites that. Got a slick mouth. She comes off as if she knows it all. Like I told you, never was a fan of her. She act like she's smarter than, like I said, certain people, you could tell the body language. You could just tell how they carry themselves. So for me, listen, man, Becky Hammond need to go sit down. If you want me to be honest, go sit down, man. Like you just you in the news all the time. Ever since Brunson, you've been in the news for the wrong things. Go sit down, man. Yeah, get her out of here, man. I'm over her. Go ahead, Flea. You got the floor.
You cock back, reloaded. You look, sound. What's going on? What do you feel about Becky Hammond's antics? Allegedly.
Well, I have some feelings in totality with the whole WNBA in a whole, and I got to be careful. I got to be careful right now. So let me be careful.
Where's the lighter flick, man?
I'm scared to stay on the screen, man. Listen,
not me. I love this.
I know.
It's so unique. It's so unique with these women in that league, right? Because there's so many different things that go on in that league that as coaches and organizations and things like that, you got to deal with that you don't necessarily have to deal with in the NBA. You have to deal with the fact that these women potentially can get pregnant and have to take off time, no matter if it's during the season or it's off season. Like people don't necessarily always plan for when they're gonna get pregnant. Like sometimes it just happens, and we got to go with the flow. So that's one thing that's extremely unique about dealing with a professional league with women. It just is what it is. That it could potentially happen. Also, something that could potentially happen. These women have relationships with each other within the team. Like that is something that is happening currently with the WNBA. Why am I bringing this up? I'm just bringing this up because these are things that as coaches for that team, they have to deal with and sift through and manage, right? These are things that you don't typically have to manage when you're in the NBA locker room. Like you don't have to manage those things in an NBA locker room. You don't have to worry about players getting pregnant and players having relationships. Like, y'all wilding right now. Let me get through what I gotta get through.
Nah, hell no. No. You told me to relax myself with that comment was crazy.
Let me get
Number
through,
one. Number two, I never even thought about what you just said before. The NBA doesn't have to deal with that. Like, it's never been publicized like that. And I've heard some rumors. We'll leave it at that.
Listen,
but this is prevalent in the WNBA. We got to keep it 1,000.
This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I'm not throwing Becky Hammond no bail right now. What I'm saying is that, these coaches have to deal with so many other things in terms of decision making and how they're looking at their roster, right? You may be out now on maternity leave. We got to respect that. But do you want me to look at it? I'm asking, right? And I'm asking from a male perspective. I'm not a woman. But I'm asking, ladies, if you're here today, I'm asking, if you're in that position, at what point do you go from your womanly instincts, your maternal instincts, and say, look, I'm happy for you, and I want you to prosper and be a mother, but I also am the head coach of this team. I got to look out for the best interest of the team as well. It's a fine line, I think. You know what I'm saying? That Becky Hammond was in. Now, in terms of the bullying and all that kind of other stuff, that ain't cool. If that's what's happening and putting her in a position where she wants to not be a part of the team anymore, that's messed up. I don't rate that.
Can I say something just real quick? Becky Hammond looks like a bully.
And I agree with you. I'm
serious.
She does. She's like 5-0. She's got the Napoleonic complex. Yeah,
hey.
I'm talking about her right now. Calm down.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being serious. I know I troll. I know I like to entertain, but she looks like a bully. She looks like a headache. She looks like she looks confrontational. She just looks like a bully.
What's the mouse from Tom and Jerry? Is it Jerry?
Yeah.
Jerry's the mouse. She look like Jerry. Every time I look at her, I'm like, you look like Jerry.
She look like Jerry on like a gallon of whiskey, bro. She looks crazy. Listen,
yo,
I hope you finish, because I think both of you made just points that I didn't think about. I was thought about how things that they didn't have to deal with, but what you saying, she does have a lot on her plate. Like how much the NBA, you ain't got to deal with that. If their spouse gets pregnant, these guys, let's keep it 1,000. They got 20 chicks pregnant every.
Right, and
They
that
just
doesn't
is what it
impede.
is.
That doesn't impede if their availability for a game Friday night in January. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't impede if they're gonna be there or not. If Skylar Diggins is pregnant, Skylar Diggins had to take the entire season off, and she's one of the preeminent players for her team.
And I think
Phoenix. I don't remember the whole story, but Phoenix, I think, wound up getting rid of her. She's in Seattle now. I don't know if her pregnancy had anything to do with it, but I remember when she showed up to the facility and couldn't open the door.
But this is a part of the WNBA getting more popular and us being more familiar with things we never even thought about, because of the fact that it's not in our face every day. And it's going to get more popular because a lot of money. Caitlin Clark's involved. We'll get to her in a second. There's a lot of money in marketing going on. Like this, to me, the lawsuit, a part of me feels like the WNBA, why didn't they sweep this under the rug a while ago? I'm crazy, dark conspiracy hat, aluminum foil hat, Flea. They want this sort of attention. It's salacious. We're going to remember all these people, all their names. It forces you to think about a woman in basketball now, because I don't want to deep dive into that, but just naturally, we never think about men and their kids, and then that impeding them playing the game unless they miss a game for the birth, and that's it. They're coming right back though. They might miss a playoff game to appear at the birth. But the other point that two made, the old boy made, bro. How do you get in the way when you're supposed to plan it? That to me is like, oh, that's checkmate. That's checkmate. You can't write a rule off that. Like, if you implement that in the rule book, you're done. There's no way you could pass that on any level. What woman's gonna help you sign with that? With the way this country is built and everything, I don't want to deep dive into that, but you're gonna tell women that they can't plan on pregnancies?
I don't think they would even disrespect. Lord have mercy. I don't think they would even disrespect a women's league that is looked at as probably the best league in the world right now. Like, what? That
it's the reality,
knowing that,
because how much money are they looking at right now? How much money they done tripled up with Caitlin Clark there? There's a lot of money on the table now.
Well, Angel, it's a couple more females. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Angel Reese, the young lady Ajan with the Vegas. I understand Caitlin Clark plays a big part, but there is some other entities and some other players that has help push the brand forward. So we can't just keep saying Caitlin Clark name, but she's definitely she's definitely steering the ship. She's the captain of leading the WNBA right now as far as revenue. I agree with that.
Fabian, but to your point, man, about that potential rule or whatever they could try to put in place, bro, these women in the wintertime are still going overseas to get money. These women, right. these women are still playing during the wintertime because they can't make ends meet with what they're making in the WNBA.
And Angel Reese was just talking about having to play a big three, so I don't want to go overseas. I want to stay over here. To your point, in the off season,
bro, you think if they put a rule in place like that, I would go overseas all year long. I wouldn't even go for the 6 months during the wintertime. I would go play over there. Go to hell, WNBA, because now I'm gonna go overseas and make all the money that I can and not even be a part of your league. If they add that they better even not even think about that. They're catching like wildfire right now. The popularity is rising right now because of the influx of all these young women. Now Paige Beckers is about to come in and Juju Watkins is about to come in. Like, they're about to have some more young ladies come in and really take this to another level. Like, don't jam this up now by trying to be goofy and police coochies. Like, chill. Like, let's do this the right way. Like, what are we doing? Let's not do this.
Flea, that's a great point. And this is, to me, this is what the WNBA needs to be careful, right? Stop trying to compare yourself to the NBA.
They can't anymore, right?
No. Let me just say this. Sometimes in life, we look at things and try to compare because we're in the same field. Stop comparing yourself to the NBA.
do what you do. Remember, this is great for the WNBA. These are headlines. This is, you want to draw attention. You want to try to make more money. They got to step up their social media influence. Look at Angel Reese. Listen, man, what the WNBA right now is, Flea just said it, with all of the great young women that's going to be coming in the future. And then now watching high school basketball, watching some of these AAU and some of these young women in the streets, a lot of them can play. Yes. They're competitive. So if the WNBA is smart, stop trying to compete or compare yourself to the NBA, because nobody's never going to get a $100 million contract. Don't worry about that. Just continue to grow your brand. Simple and plain. Because Shaq
and it's
says
growing. It's growing.
Right.
People have the interest. People
like
I like it.
Shaq said something a while ago that I agree, and I hardly ever agree with Shaq. Lower the rim. Listen, if you want to get excitement, if you want to damn near get alley-oops, just imagine a WNBA game, even if they miss the alley-oop, where the pass is successful, but let's say you go to dunk it and it pop out. You know how crazy the world would go? So I'm just saying, figure out how to be more exciting. Stop worrying about the NBA. Yet listen, the men athlete, they're doing between the leg dunks. You can't compete with that.
Even if you lower the rim, you couldn't compete with that. That's
right.
What I'm saying. Like,
no, but go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say this to you, OG, just to, kind of give some pushback on what you're saying about the league. That would take it to another level, right? But there's one thing that you can go to the WNBA for right now. One thing that I think we spent a lot of time talking about in the first segment of this show. You go and watch them women, they compete. They get after it. It's not, hold on.
Okay, because just real quick, they compete. I'm not denying that. But I got to play devil's advocate. It's tough to sit through a whole WNBA
It's
game,
not
bro.
great basket. All of it is not great basketball. I'm with you on that. But when I'm talking about the competitive edge, right? When we going out to the park, everybody, when we used to go to the park, wasn't nice. But guess what? Son that wasn't nice is going to be on you. He's going to try to be the best defender on the floor because he ain't going to get the ball. He might not shoot. I'm talking about that competitive edge that we absolutely miss when we watching the NBA. Those women get after it. No matter if the gameplay is tight or not, they get after it. And I think that's one aspect of it that is a plus for them. They don't have to worry about, well, damn, as long as people continue to get skilled, the game evolves. It goes from Bob Cousy to Oscar Robertson to Isaiah
Westbrook,
Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Like if the game continues to evolve, they're gonna be fine, but they don't lose that competitive edge. That right there, I watch it for that.
Well, Fabian, before you go, women is way more competitive than men anyway. So to me, you're always going to get that. But go ahead, Fabian. I'm sorry.
No, let's stay right there because Caitlin Clark, her rookie season's coming to an end. I don't watch too much WNBA. I see some of the highlights, and it's been picking up lately, especially post-Olympics. Were we all wrong about Caitlin Clark? That's the question that was posed, and we must answer all ball.
Well, right now, I'm looking wrong. I think a lot of people looking wrong. In the beginning, she ain't look as good as people thought she should. And as the season progressed, a lot of, I've seen a lot of commentators, a lot of former and current players say, it's going to take a little time. And right now, she's caught on like wildfire. She's looking like what people thought she would be. So I only can speak for myself. I was wrong. That young lady can play. She can play, man. Is she the best player in the league? No. A lot of people have Aja Wilson. Like I said, what Angel Reese is doing as far as double-doubles and rebounding. But Caitlin Clark is the real deal. She can play, man. She can play. And, for me, I definitely got to retract my retraction. A lot of people are going to have to circle the block. And I'm the first to say, I speak for myself. I was wrong. I didn't think she was that good. I didn't think it would translate. Because of course at the next level, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster in any sport. If you go from high school, college to the pros, it's different pace, different everything. And you heard a lot of former WNBA players. I don't want to say hate, but it was coming off as hate. And now a lot of them have been quiet. I've seen them on many platforms, and I'm one of those. I told you so. So in the beginning, it was a lot of cockiness, bravado, as far as I told you so. Now it's been quiet when it comes to talking about Caitlin Clark. Why? Because she's been putting on. Listen, man, she can play. I think a lot of us was wrong. It took some time, but our culture, we microwave. We want it like this, and I'm guilty of that. If I see you great somewhere, I want to see you great everywhere. Yes, Flea. I agree.
Him. You better be good in the first 3 weeks, or you getting smoked.
Flea, 3 weeks. You better be first as soon as you step on the floor. What are you talking about? You better put a 50 in practice. What you talking about? Right. So I listen. A lot of people was hating on her. She is great for the sport. I'm not gonna say she's the main reason because there's a whole lot of females. You got to give props to the ones that came before her. I think that's not done enough. And I think one day Caitlin Clark would have to give props to a lot of the ones before the Shovel Soups and Dawn Staley. Just it's so many of them. There's a lot of women that broke records and did things first that people don't even know about. So but what she's done lately, how she caught on like gangbusters, yeah, we was wrong. And a lot of people that was hating that I seen on so many platforms, whether it was the big platforms, ESPN, or whether it was podcasts, all the female and some of the male ballers saying that, she ain't gonna be this, she ain't gonna be that, she ain't gonna be able to do this, do that. Come on, man. Y'all gotta keep it real. When I'm wrong, I'm gonna say I'm wrong. I was wrong, Flea. Caitlin Clark is nice, bro. She nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't think Flea was wrong. I don't think Flea was wrong. I think we talked about it earlier in the year, Flea, before the season started. I gotta obviously rely on you for more day-to-day games and everything like that. I just didn't see the whole. Well, I understood the big deal because it turned into Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark for whatever reason. A lot of reasons was nasty, disgusting. They didn't want to see her be the Magic Johnson, because she's more Magic than Larry Bird. Maybe a combination of the two. Dr. J, someone to pioneer and evolve the game just commercially. AI did that in a way. You know what I'm saying? To me, it was always, it didn't make sense to me. It's like when I saw her 2 seasons ago and she and Angel Reese did the ring joint to her celebration. I love Caitlin Clark just taking the L and was still competitive. I could tell she was still a bit of a crybaby. She's a bit of a whiner, and I see that today. She's 2 technicals away from getting suspended in the WNBA the next game. So I love that about her. She's fiery. And you want that. You want your great players with a chip on their shoulder. You got to be careful, but I'm not surprised by her being great. I'm happy for them because, like we said, that's why I kept mentioning her earlier. She's the face of the revolution, bro. No matter what, I don't think she's gonna ever be the best player. When Candace Parker came out of college, I always sound like a broken record. I thought she was gonna be like LeBron, Michael Jordan, and she's damn near that in women's history. But I don't think Caitlin Clark's gonna go down as a top 3 player of all time. I just don't see it talent wise. But in terms of influence, it's gonna be up there. Like the way she plays basketball is amazing. I love to watch her play, and so do a lot of us. And I think we got caught up in. I hope we get over all that next season too, because she plays ball like magic, bro. Like I just want to watch her play, and like bro, when she could shoot, she get like finally her teammates are hitting some layups. Also, that Olympic break may have helped her out. Remember that she played the Olympic game and they played against the Olympic team, the All-Star game. That break I think helped her out a little bit, and with the rookie wall comes back and looks dominant.
Hey, Flea, can I say something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
This gonna be surprising for me. I think she could become one of the greatest to ever do it. Let me explain.
That's a different story.
No, because you just said you don't think she'll ever be considered the greatest or top 3, right? Hold on. Some people consider now we understand the generation. Some people consider Steph Curry the greatest basketball player they ever seen. I'm not saying he's better than Mike. I'm not saying
Yeah, but
You
there's
know,
an era. There's a generation that
but
thinks
but
that.
but Fleet, right? Let's not act like this generation here is not. You know, they run everything. The social media, just the way things are in life. What's not to say if this young lady, because how she's translating the game, the impact she's having is Curry impact, where she's changing the game. And let's say 10 years from now, let's say she does win a title. Let's say she does put up big numbers in a certain fashion. Now we see now she can also pass the ball. Who's to say she can't be considered one of the greatest? I would love to hear Fleet because, like I said, he watches more WNBA than us. I think she could go down as one of the greatest we've ever seen.
Fabian hit the nail on the head with what I think helped this young lady, right? That Olympic break, right? If you see her now as opposed to what you saw in the first half of the season, it's not night and day, but it's a small tweak on. And what I've been watching is her turnovers. In the first half of the season, she turned the ball over so much. Obviously, because she has the ball in her hands a lot, they rely on her to make a lot of the decisions. She can pass her ass off. But some of the turnovers that she was making in the first half of the season were forced. Some were like, some were unforced, excuse me. Some were like you was trying to do something that is not in your bag yet. Right now, her feel, every time I've watched her over the last week or so, the feel for the game, the shots she's taking, she's still a hell of a shooter, right? All it's gonna do is elevate. Right now, like to OG's point, it's because of the time for her.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's a lot of women that came before her that if they had the pub that this young lady has, like I'm a big Maya Moore fan. I think Maya Moore is somebody that
one
is
of
not
those
talked about enough in
Yep.
terms of
You know why though, right?
I get it, right? I get it. But Maya Moore is a 4-time champion, right? Maya Moore is a WNBA MVP. Like doesn't get talked about
Big shout
probably
out Maya
ever.
Moore. Love her, man.
Like
Yes.
ever when we talk about the greatness of these women, like the Cheryl Millers, Lisa Leslie, Candace Parker, Cynthia Coopers, right? She's got a long way to go in terms of being in the conversation of the greatest. But what I do agree with you is that her timing, right? The timing is impeccable because now you have this social media train that's going to be able to drive you, right? During a time where the WNBA is on the rise. So I hate to say it like this, but it will almost give the illusion that Caitlin Clark is the best ever because of how we're going to talk about her, how she's going to be talked about, the frequency, the volume, Fabian. It may not be true, right? But we're talking about how often we're going to hear it. It's almost going to get drilled into these young girls, right, who don't know any better, right? The LeBron fans, the Steph fans who don't know any better, who don't know about Michael Jordan from 84 to 91. They don't know about that Mike.
Don't care.
And don't care. Right. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I do understand what OG is saying. Like, it may not be specifically about her game, although she's gonna be a great player. It really may be about timing, and her timing is impeccable, man. And that might put her.
Barkley said it best. I was born too early. Imagine Barkley today with his mindset, just the character he was with social media today. Barkley would be a $500 million person.
Leaning into that. Come on.
Because the play on and off the court, the attitude, the mindset, just the type of person he is, never scared. So I'm just saying, Fabian, you make a great point. I'm not arguing that, but the reason why I compare Caitlin to Steph Curry, because, you know, people laugh when I say this. LeBron being compared to Mike is the wrong comparison. It should be him and Steph Curry. They both played in the same era. When people bring up LeBron James, they forget Curry got just the same amount of rings. He has what's the MVP he has with
unanimous.
He has a unanimous MVP. He has a Finals MVP, and he's the greatest shooter we've ever seen. It's not even close. He's going to break records with the 3-point shot. the young lady is going to do the same thing. So when they talk about other players as far as what they did, she's going to have things to back her up. Now, of course, she has a long way to go. She didn't win no college titles. She has to win some WNBA titles, maybe some MVPs. But like you said, I'm just saying within 10 years, the impact she's having on the game with what the generation is today, for them, impact may be bigger than actual work.
Right.
She may not have the titles and all of this, but the impact, the YouTube clips, the Instagram clips. Listen, man, she's in a great position right now, man. Great position.
I think objectively, you guys are right. That's going to be me. You know, I'm a natural devil's advocate. You know, I'll go against 100 people in the room. I don't care what you're talking about. But just for me, the names that you rattled off already, Flea, is we seeing Cynthia Cooper go bananas, and she was in her 30s in the late 90s. She wasn't in her 20s. That lady started off late. So I just know about certain things that stand out to me about the WNBA history. That's like I said, Candace Parker out of college,
Cheryl
unstoppable.
Swoops, it's so many, it's crazy.
Right, and Maya Moore's another one. UConn, I remember her being at UConn. She's just, but school. Flea always takes us to school, but let's stay after school for a little bit, just a little more time. Who does Caitlin Clark remind you of in WNBA history? You know, with the NBA, she gets the Steph Curry comparisons all the time. But is there someone that she reminds you of in WNBA history?
I got it. Absolutely, Sue Bird. Like
really,
1,000% Sue Bird. She has the passing ability of Tisha Penicheiro. Go check out Tisha Penicheiro if y'all forget Tisha. Tisha, I thought, was one of the best passers ever in terms of WNBA history. But I also think Sue Bird could pass that shit. So everything that Sue Bird could do with the basketball in terms of handling it, setting that team up, getting them in good positions, and then also the shooting ability, I think she almost even shoots it better than Sue. She's already got more range. She's already going to step out Steph Curry range and shoot that thing. But I think the player that she reminds me the most of is a mixture of a Tisha Penicheiro and Sue Bird.
Wow. And you know, just look at the names, you know, that you just brought up when you bring up her name. So it just goes to show you how good the young lady is. And she's going to continue to get better. Just think about, it's her first year. So, you know, just imagine now you work on your game. You know what you have to work on. You get stronger. You get quicker. Like I said, nowadays with just having more money, more access, the food, the coaching, the training. Listen, man.
She already looks stronger, OG. From the beginning to right now, she already looks stronger.
She has an opportunity, man, to be in that conversation. And today's generation, once again, it ain't about the rings. Because LeBron ain't got the most rings. But he's considered the GOAT. So like I said, if this young lady, for let's just say 10 years, plays like this, they're not going to bring up championships. They're going to bring up everything else. What she's done for the game, what she meant for the game, the money it's brought, the sellout crowds, and that 3-point shot. Like Flea said, that range, and now she can pass. Just think about when she gets to a season where she's going to average 20 and 12, 25. Like she has the opportunity to do some great things, man.
And I think that's why she was getting hated on. I think naturally it doesn't sound that way because people just like, let's say Cheryl Swoops, or was that Cynthia Cooper? No, yeah, Cheryl Swoops was on Gilbert Arenas. She's saying she's gonna have a tough time adjusting. And Diana Taurasi said the same thing. They're just saying things that's repeated, but there was a target on her back because naturally that's what happens when you get that popular.
But they were saying they wasn't saying it.
See, they said it like that. They were saying nasty, but how else are you supposed to say it? How was he supposed to say it? Nah, bro. Do you remember how the Cleveland Cavaliers spoke about LeBron James before they drafted him? When Darius Miles and Carlos Boozer were like,
of course.
We don't know LeBron James over here. What? And we were watching the games like, LeBron is better than all of y'all right now.
Put together.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
All of them.
So when it happened to Caitlin, it was like, okay, this is supposed to happen, but because of social media, it made it even worse. And all I'm saying is that Caitlin Clark has now made the WNBA an event. I hate to put it like that, but it just is what it is. And when you know, if it's the race card, whatever it is, not enough. Juju? Why? I never knew these college girls' names like that. Well, I did because Maya Moore and them and Candace Parker. But I'm back on it. I hadn't watched women's college in a long time before Angel Reese. I got to give her props.
Absolutely. I think Angel is a big reason
Yep.
for this explosion, right?
Yes. Yes.
And then on top of it, like, you call it what you want, right? And I want to be respectful when I say this, but the other aspect of another way that the WNBA does have, an advantage over the NBA is, like, sex sells, right? Sex sells. And so these women now can also be great athletes, but also promote the league because of how beautiful they are, right? Because of them leaning in to their femininity. So it's just another way that,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I hope I said that respectfully, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what they have over the NBA. Like, yeah, you can get Russell Westbrook to wear some goofy shit and with fashion, right? They could lean into the whole fashion thing, but women are now leaning into how beautiful they are. And guess what? I'm nice. Like, I'm really good at basketball, right? And so I think that that's another, lane that I think they're leaning into. They never leaned into that years ago. That's not something, regardless if we ever thought that some were attractive. I'm
And
just saying now, like, the Bayou Barbie is a thing, right? So
yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I got to give credit to Angel Reese for that. We give Caitlin Clark a lot of credit for what she does. What Angel Reese has done for the WNBA, I got to give her props for that, Flea. I think she leads the ship with that.
yeah,
Being sexy, being a woman, and
yeah,
not afraid to show it. So
right,
yeah, that was a great point. So we have to, and then also being able to translate it on the court and produce,
right,
putting up the double doubles. So, Caitlin Clark may lead in one way, but Angel Reese is right there with her, and
yes,
we cannot. And this is what I say when you mention LeBron, you got to mention Curry. When you mention Caitlin Clark, you got to mention Angel Reese. That's just my opinion.
I think they're in two different stratosphere because when me and Flea spoke about this a couple months back, it's the fact that Caitlin Clark's an anomaly that you can't replicate that. You can't do it over. She probably will influence a bunch of people, but the WNBA better be thanking their lucky stars that Angel Reese has revolutionized the game. She revolutionized it. You can repeat. How many women can repeat what Angel Reese is doing? They're all gonna do it. They better do it. And I love you brought that up, Flea, because ESPN is the leader of all these people, right? ESPN has ESPN the magazine with a nude edition every year when the athletes are naked on there. They sell sex with these athletes. And then the other thing is, I'll never forget. I was watching Anna Kournikovas' little pretty ass on ESPN lose every game. She didn't win now one tournament, and they had a pretty face on there every single tournament. Why? And then now Angel Reese is actually belongs in the league. She's actually talented and she's sexy. Yeah, do your thing. And you're teaching the girls, bro, embrace this. The NIL deals are there. You ain't got to make it to the league. You go worldwide. There's different avenues with this. So thank you, all ball. Because yes, Caitlin Clark revolutionized that, I think, in the overall sense, and it just is what it is. You can't, I don't see a girl being able to duplicate that because that's a lot to really go, have that sort of fever behind it. But Angel Reese is the one that you got to go, oh, damn, she got the blueprint.
And
The
she's
Caitlin
produced,
Clark blueprint is tough.
and she's producing on the court.
right.
You understand? So
Double machine.
exactly.
Right.
So you may have something that may be prettier, that may be sexier. They're not producing on the court.
Yeah.
She's become a household name. If Caitlin Clark walked in the room, this generation in the gym, kids will go crazy. She walks out. If Angel Reese walks in right behind her, they're going to go crazy as well. So that's what I'm saying. They may be in two different stratospheres, but the celebrity, it's the same. It's the same whether we want to believe it or not. So, like I said, I just want to always give props when props is due. When we talk about LeBron, it shouldn't be Jordan we bring it up. It should be Stephen Curry. When we talk about Caitlin Clark, we cannot forget Angel Reese. She's right alongside her in that car on the highway, right with her, Flea. You get what I'm saying? Nah, you ain't leaving her behind. She's just as important as Caitlin Clark. My opinion.
The last thing I want to say about it is they pushing the women's game, and so that's the part that I love the most. Is that let's not get into the bullshit narrative of pitting them against each other. Like that's cool in competition on the court, but off the court they pushing the game, right? And the women's game is growing, and it's just some more basketball that we could get into and be on here and talk about. Like I usually don't say this in real time, but this WNBA topic and this Caitlin Clark topic we just did, we smoked this just now. We just smoked this. We killed this topic just now. I usually don't even say I would have waited till we got offline to tell y'all that, but I just feel like we handled that like well, responsibly. The whole Becky Hammond thing. I think we smoked this topic, those couple topics just now, and I want to say that to y'all while we were recording, fellas. I think we handled that properly.
Well, we're trying to handle things even more properly. Just to let y'all know, Knicks rehab is still intact. We're saving that for either Thursday night, let's say Thursday night, 7:30, or Friday morning, the latest. We're trying to make sure that we produce the Knicks content correctly. So listen up. Hear ye. That Knicks content will be here before the weekend. You're gonna have your a live video or premiered video by Friday morning, and throughout the weekend we'll cut the clips up. But we got to work things right. Like we always say, all ball. We ain't got a team. It's just us. We are the team. So we're doing this however we can. Click the link in the description. Click the StreamYard link if you want to start your own podcast. If you want to see how that works out for you. It also shows our power as a unit. As you know, whether you're a commenter or you come up here, it's still all ball family. So show them that we show up. Click the link in the description for the StreamYard link. We're gonna start your own podcast. There's a Cash App in there. $ all ball TV _3. Please show us love so we can keep this thing going. We're trying to keep our schedule up and together so we could appear and talk to y'all. We love talking to y'all. I'm gonna stay on for a couple more minutes, fellas, and read some of the comments and get to them. I don't know if you guys can stay on.
Now, I'm always my brothers, always a pleasure. This doesn't happen without the comments. Everybody in the comments that support, show love. Man, listen, man, we so appreciative and so humble. Y'all don't even imagine. Always love to be up here with my brothers, man, Flea and Fabian. Always got to give a shout out to Fabian for doing a great job of just staying on when we not around to read the comments and just connect with the people. My brother Flea, always good to see you. You already know,
brother,
man.
You know that.
My brother,
you know
have
that.
a good night. All board team for life, y'all.
My brother, I'll talk to you, OG.
Some of these comments, this guy is supporting.
I'll stick around and rap with the comments for a little second. Waiting for my babies to come on home.
Peace. Oh, B-Man's in the building. Wow, I didn't see that. B, what up, bro?
Peace.
Darlene, we seeing you. The sporting page is going bananas. The sporting page says, hello, yeah, that was this on. Lorenzo and the Benzo, what's going on, my brother? Mark Stein is a bum who hates the spirit of basketball. Thankfully, sporting page and brothers like you are around to cover the game properly. Well, I still gotta, if we get a Mark Stein line and get some money like him, listen, man, we staying independent and going bananas. You think we crazy now? We ain't even give Becky Hammond the smoke for hate on the Knicks like that. She's lucky. We call her the Grinch. We call her all kind of names. That's you brought it upon yourself. Wild. No, we were chilling. LeBron moved one more time. He's dropping out of the top 150.
Top
Jesus
150.
Christ. The sporting page said he wasn't top 5. Mike and Magic, LeBron and Sean kept territory. Dick Paul better stop running his gums. Yo, sporting page. I thought you were. This guy's going crazy.
Sean Kemp air age. That's funny.
Jeannie Corleone, aka Fredo Corleone, aka Jeannie Buzz. The sporting page understands the corporate cronies try to redefine the standards. Danny Berry, what's going on, my brother?
DB.
Oh, where's my man Dennis Green at? Go. They all who we thought they were. That's Dennis Green you talking about? Sporting page don't say pause. That stuff ain't ever on his mind. He has kids and a wife.
Why he keep talking in third person? I love this. This is
yeah, he's amazing. This guy's marketing. They will keep cheating if people keep giving them a pass. Smoke duggers don't get to be in the top 5. Don't ever disrespect the basketball. James Hardhead can easily be swayed. Irony. Players want to create super teams. I guess so, but it's dead, and I'm just glad the LeBron James narrative, like that thing is dead now too. You couldn't do what LeBron did, so you see how it worked out for Kevin Durant. He should have just stayed with Golden State. You know, they all became fickle. That's the part I forgot to mention, Flea. Like you let LeBron influence you in your bitch ass in his ways, and then you went on and just did bitch ass things, Kevin Durant. We don't respect
just keep leaning into it, KD. You can't do anything to change things anymore.
Yeah, man. Leave Dennis Schroeder alone, bro.
Please.
I thought your computer was farting. That was when the GOAT was Muhammad Ali, Cornboy by Cool J, monikered by Mike. Subordinates got a hold of the phrase. Or suburbanites got a hold of the phrase, adding a damn S at the end. The Sporting Page scoffs at this. I mean, it makes everything fun, though. You also said Dame Lillard was bringing Milwaukee a chip. Did I say that? I might have early on. I still respect you, though. He can't even pass Kareem. While y'all talking, Mike, ESPN does a great job associating this play with MJ, and I salute them for brainwashing. Sporting Page understands LeBron has played 10 finals, 0 finals records, whether totals or series or that's not true. LeBron destroyed the finals. He led in all categories for like I think 2 different final series. LeBron went bananas in the finals. This is chill out. Sporting Page. Genie Bus makes James Dolan look like Malcolm X. I think Darlene is a little shocked by you. He also he lost more games in high school than Alcindor did in high school and college combined. Yeah, I mean Lou Alcindor also played against a bunch of midgets.
Yikes.
The Sporting Page, just like 3 brothers, understand that there is a part of LeBron's story that's a cautionary tale. Oh, there you go. Beautifully said. Mm-hmm. There is some issues within the NBA. I agree with that. That was beautifully said, bro. That was the point I was trying to make. Yeah. When are y'all gonna talk about Embiid ducking competition for an easy gold medal? He should have played for other teams. I said that in real time. I don't. What is Embiid doing here, right? And also, do we win without Embiid, Flea?
Yes, because we replace him with somebody. Who we replace him with? I have to think about that. But you can't replace him, right? But somebody does have to make the team if he plays for France or Cameroon.
Adam Silver tied himself to a dinosaur. Nike has too much power with the corporate. I mean, Kobe earned everything in people's minds. That's important to the average person. Perseverance is important. It's not about the W or L. It's about how you get the W or L.
Preach.
1,000,000%. Who's this on Twitter? Devontae Roberts. Imagine calling a championship a failure. Oh, here we go. The Lakers fans are out. If winning a championship is a failure, then every team that won since the 2018 Warriors are failures too. I don't remember any one of us saying that, but I think what the failure was the way you responded to winning a championship, which was trading your championship team.
I think he was talking about the tenure. Like, if we're looking at the entire tenure of his time, it's fair to say that it didn't go the way we thought it was gonna go. That's all.
You ain't rooting for that. You want to repeat that? You want 10? How about you want 10 more years of that, Devontae? You want to see LeBron at 50 and try it again? Knock it off. They didn't let the Sporting Page into the news conference. The Sporting Page wanted to ask Becky about her Russian passport. Yo, nah, this guy's nuts. This guy's crazy. Salute to the Holy Trinity Fade, All Ball OG, and General Flea. Paternity leave has always been an issue in the workplace. Yeah, but you got to be careful with that. Next 100. I appreciate you, man. He be sending me a bunch of videos in the Twitter sphere. Imagine that some thought we should hire Becky as our coach. I remember that.
Yeah. Nope.
Isn't that the same thing as not being professional? Hopefully Jalen Brunson is not the judge in this case. That won't be pretty. I got to skim through these guys because we got to run. You can blame LeBron, but Lakers were 124, 276 before he came. Okay.
They were bad.
No, they were. That's true. They won 5 more. I mean, but they were drafting the right players, though.
They were putting it together. Julius,
let's not forget
Josh
that.
Hart,
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram,
Lonzo.
They were trying to put it together.
It's not hate. She's a rookie. Ain't nothing wrong with your earning your bones. Yeah. It was still hate though, bro. She's very popular. Next 100 is going bananas. Definitely not clicking that. Phoenix plays E. What sort of clickbait? Title is this. Why is it clickbait? He ruined them. Oh, he's on live. Dame ain't winning crap till he puts some effort into guarding. How are you a worse defender than Trey? Yo, who was the guy on Houston that cracked Dame Lillard last year, Flea?
On Houston?
Yeah. Was that Cam Whitmore?
Oh, yeah.
That team is tough, bro.
Nah, Houston's going to be all right. They're going to be decent.
Say that. I got a parallel for you. The Rockets remind me of we just spoke about it earlier. the early 2000s Clippers. All these guys under 25 years old, and they have all the potential in the world. Keon Doolin was there, Elton Brand, Lamar Odom, the knuckleheads, obviously. Then they
you
got rid of
talking
Oral
about that
Candy
era.
after a while. Yeah.
I think that this team is a little more well coached than that team.
Hell yeah. They had Mike Dunleavy's bum ass over there.
Yeah, I think that this team is a little more well coached.
What if they had an Ime?
Them guys were just super young. I don't even think them guys knew how good they were. Like Elo didn't know how good he was on a professional level. Like they know how good they are, but I'm talking about to put that together. I don't think they knew how good they really were. And then it took time for Elton Brand to get over there, right? Elton was in Chicago for like the first 2-3 seasons, maybe. So, you know, that Clipper team, man, it was tough. A lot of people always talk about them, how tough and competitive they were, no matter if they didn't win a lot of games or, you know, didn't have the greatest roster. You know, they were super competitive. Corey Maggette, you know what I'm saying? Like, got some guys over there. It's not a bad comparison. I gotta look at that team again. I gotta look at this Houston team.
I just thought of it because they have so many guys under 25 years old, on the 24 years old.
Young guys.
Tari Eason.
Jalen
Green is not even, but he's not even really the most talented. And he's starting to turn. He started to turn a little bit last season.
Who the most talented?
The Thompson kid. Bro, is it Jabari Smith?
Jabari Smith, you think? Is the most talented?
Jabari Smith. Cam Whitmore, I'm really impressed with.
He thoroughly impresses me. But Amen is tough.
Super potential. Like they got three guys with super potential.
And then we didn't even talk about Sengun,
who's a trading piece right now.
Right, but he's super talented. That kid's very, very good. So I don't know. My brother, let me get out of here.
Shout out to 94 Feet with UNC Lenzel.
Yes, Big Zell.
Hey, Flea gotta go, y'all. Salute, fellas. Can't wait to shut down Draymond and Shaq this season with all our niggas talk. Phoenix Blaze E, love you, my brother. They trade Jalen Green before Sengun. Maybe so. You know who that is. We live.
Big Flea. Never the little one.
You know how I be. How dare you? All Ball TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.